Yo, what is going on YouTube? It is your boy Jay. And look, y'all, today we are coming back with another video. Now, look, y'all know the drill, man. Before we do anything, appreciate all y'all for love and support. We still on the road to 5K subs. Y'all make sure to hit that like and subscribe button for your boy Jay, man. Glove motion, all 2026 chat. Now, look, a lot of y'all still is very interesting to me how y'all be asking all of these questions of, yo, J-Man, like, be honest with you, I'm trying to be a content creator. I'm being consistent, and I'm not necessarily seeing what I want. Right. And to me, I don't mind answering these type of questions because it's the right message that y'all need to know. Now, it's not like, oh, you're some successful person that, you know, you've been there before, you know how it is. But it is definitely something to where it needs to be talked about. Now, if you ask me, I necessarily don't really believe in the consistency like thing anymore. Like, you know, like a lot of people tell you, like, as a content creator, you have to be consistent. That's important. I mean, it is important, but it isn't necessarily what will help you right now. Like, a lot of y'all right now that are probably trying to get into content creation, which I told y'all, like, if you really don't have anything that you love to do, I wouldn't really waste my time with it, because some of y'all are probably looking at it like it's the, you know, years ago type of era, and we're not. The era we're in now, it's mainly off of who you know, and you got to get lucky a little bit. And that's not like, oh, you're just going off what everybody else know. I'm just telling you what I'm seeing in today's world when we look at content creation. There's a lot of people, right, that are, you know, consistent, right? People like me. Y'all, I've been consistent the last 3 to 4 to 5 years on my channel. And y'all know that, right? But what we also know is the algorithm ain't what it used to be. And then on top of that, I don't know if y'all knew this, but YouTube, they don't push your videos out like how you think they're supposed to push them out. Pause. And what I mean by that is, let's say you have a, you know, subscribe count of 500 people, and you're uploading videos every single day, right? And these are actually decent videos to where your audience would probably like, yo, this dude's saying the right things, like, you know, we got to pay attention. If YouTube feels like that's not you in the video, or they feel like the video you didn't really do enough, they're not going to push your video out there to the world to see. And this is why I kind of figured out why a lot of people's views have gone down. And this is why I do not like the, you know, and I feel like I've done reactions of the YouTube shorts. It's just like way too much, because there's a lot going on. There's a lot of these platforms going on, a lot of these apps, to where YouTube doesn't necessarily know if that's you that made that video. They're trying to figure out if it's AI, or like if it's somebody else that did it instead of you. Whole entire time is you, right? And again, the reason why I'm bringing that up is because a lot of people's views have gone down. Okay, people are trying to ask me how do I feel about it. I told you it doesn't really bother me. At the end of the day, I'm doing what I love to do. There's videos that probably don't even get 400 views on my channel. I'm still gonna keep it there. I love making content. You already know that. But this narrative of, because I always see this, and like when people try to give like help on how to help people, like, yeah, you gotta be consistent, you gotta be like wanting to. It's not all about consistency nowadays. Like, it's not. And I feel like this message needs to get out there more, because a lot of people right now are gonna burn themselves out over something that they really have no control over, but you kind of do, because it's a route you can go. It's you gotta at this point do it for the love. You don't, because if you're doing it for the attention and clicks, you ain't gonna never get to where you want to be. I'm just gonna tell you how, because right now the era that you're in, it's not about being consistent. It's not about having the thumbnails. It's not about having the what is it, the clickbait. It's none of that. It's about who you know. I'm gonna give you a prime example, right? If somebody right now that was in the, you know, Clever Boys, if they take a month away from content creation, we're talking about streaming and, you know, content creation, like making videos. If they didn't make a video for about a month, right, and they come back, it's gonna be like they never took a break. And the reason why I'm saying that is because they are already known. People know who they know. You see what I'm saying? They didn't know, oh, they know who Kai is. Like, they know, like, oh, like, yo, we gonna watch them because he knows who that is, right? I mean, we can say they because it's, you know, it's a group, obviously. My whole point is, if I take a month break, or if you take a month break, people are gonna just forget about you. Kind of. It's like, oh, like, well, we don't really care what you got going on. And that is why and you got people still making comments of saying like, oh, well, bro, you can't get mad at the subs for wanting to not watch you anymore if you're not doing something that they were, expecting you to do. Well, it's like, then don't sub. But my point is, back in the time, if you were to take a break and you were to come back, people would, still be there to rock with you. They would still be there to see you win. But you can't do that anymore. You can't. And like I said, a part of that problem is how, like I said, the era that we're in, it's not about you. It's about who you know. Just call it what it is, bro. See, I'm a person that I understand reality, okay? I don't make myself sick over content. At the end of the day, I try to be myself. And I feel like a lot of people, and this is why like I don't be on Twitch and Kick. Bro, I think I just seen a dude just, do some type of abuse to a dead animal on Kick the other day. It's like, bro, these platforms are overly cooked. I mean, it's overly cooked because everything is for a clip, and I've been telling y'all that. But like, some of y'all would look at it like, all I gotta do is really get all of these clips and just keep getting clip after clip and keep posting it. That doesn't work either. And I'm not saying like it doesn't work, like I haven't tried it or done it. I'm just saying it's not gonna be what you're aiming for. What a lot of y'all are aiming for is to have your own voice, to, do what you want to do, be in your own mindset, bring your own type of energy to whatever you're doing. You don't want to just post a bunch of clips, right? And then when people join up, they just want to see you, do what you were doing on them clips. You want to be able to chill and relax. And like I said, for some reason, it's very difficult right now to get an audience like that. It really is. Because people are not, like I said, this era that we're in, people don't care about your consistency. Like I said, I'll be consistent for 4 to 5 years, bro. And I'm at 800. I'm about to hit 3,000. Like me, I'm about to hit 3,000 subs off of just me, right? It's not like, oh, J-Made knew somebody. J-Made is doing this the way of getting it out the mud type shit. You see what I'm saying? Like, but a lot of y'all would have quit. A lot of y'all would have quit because you're looking at like, well, bro, I made like 300 videos and I made 50 videos and I'm still seeing the same view count, like, because we're in a different era. This ain't the same era. Trust me, I can name a bunch of content creators when I was young, like Onto the Boss, Cullenberger, Cookie Boy 17. Those are Madden creators, right? I'm Maverick, aka Madden Guy. The reason why I can name these people is because it's really nostalgia. And what I mean by that is, there was an era to where they can play any game. I was gonna want to watch it because I rock with them. If Cullenberg, I'm pretty sure he was mainly a Madden person, but if he were to upload some MLB or some 2K or some GT, I was gonna watch it, right? Because again, that era of you rock with the creator and not just whatever they were playing, right? Like, meaning you just rock with one game they were playing. Those eras are gone, and that's why when the people I just named to you, people probably don't even know who they are. They don't. And it's like, nowadays, you're going to burn yourself out trying to just post instead of just relaxing and doing what you want to do, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like, don't make things. A lot of y'all feel like y'all try to force your success, and you can't do that. You gotta. One thing I will say is this: patience. You gotta have patience. But even to do that, it's not gonna be easy because, like I said, when I grew my channel from the ground up, I had times where I streamed, there was nobody that came through. But did I sit there and end the stream like, oh, ain't nobody here, bro? No. I said, you know what? I'm gonna just game because at the end of the day, I'm a gamer, right? And I had no more space on my console to save any clips. I'm gonna just have to stream it and go back and rewatch it. So it's like, a lot of y'all are looking at it like, well, maybe if I consistently stream for a week or consistently upload for a week, I'll be good. Like, no, you won't. I hate to break the news to you. Consistency is not the key. And you're probably gonna have someone in the comment section, oh, don't listen to him, bro. Like, he's speaking off of just being upset. Like, no, I'm telling you how it is now. Nobody's upset. Like, I promise you I'm not upset. The reason why I didn't upload this video yesterday is because I didn't really feel good. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, the pollen has been really messing with me. all my allergies and eyes watery and sneezing, can barely breathe through your nose. Like it's been very uncomfortable because I was supposed to post this video like yesterday, but I really had just got some rest and I just didn't want to force myself out there to sound all type of crazy and what I'm saying. But like I said, what I need y'all to understand is this: getting success on as a content creator nowadays, you gotta, and I don't want to say this, but it's like, this is how I look at it. Faking it until you make it, y'all know I don't agree with that. Y'all know I don't even do that. But like, if you really like, yo, I don't want to wait, I want to like go out there and just get this, I don't care if it's not real or if it's fake, you gonna have to fake it till you make it. Because a lot of these people that have what they have, they're faking what they're doing. Like I said, everything is for a clip. That's why I really don't like Twitch. Like, Twitch is so destroyed now, you don't know who's really being themselves. People are literally acting stuff out for a clip. Right? They're acting it out for a clip. They're going to post it. It's going to get views. And they're going to keep doing it over and over again. I don't like that. When I was growing up, it wasn't nothing for no clip. It was, bro, that's how that person was. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, nowadays, people try to sit there and say, like, nah, you got to be consistent, gang. Like, no. I'm not saying don't keep posting. If you love to post, yeah, keep posting. I mean, something that you love to do. Why would you stop doing it? Right? But what I am saying is, don't expect your channel to, go crazy just because you're spamming content or you're consistently live streaming. It doesn't work that way anymore. It doesn't. And I'm the person that's going to tell you how it is. I'm not the person that's going to tell you like, oh, like, nah, bro, like, that's messed up. Like, because some of y'all probably just getting into content creation. Well, y'all need to know. Y'all need to know the type of era you're in right now. And that's probably what, like, a lot of y'all don't be wondering, like, why you be seeing people say they don't like this era of content creation. It's because if you pay attention to the type of content that's being made, it's not necessarily real. It's people acting out for a clip. But, that's what's considered. And the reason why I feel like it's like this, I really blame, a lot of the kids are the viewers on this stuff, by the way. It's not really, I mean, if you're an adult and you're watching some of these people, I don't know what to tell you, right? I mean, you really got to be having something going on with you. But it's really a bunch of kids that love this stuff because, like I said, back then when I was a kid, like, you wasn't even on Twitch. You had things like Vine and you had actual television. Shows like I just seen the other day they had like shows like iCarly and Victorious. Kids don't even know what that is. Kids are looking at the Clever Boys and looking at like, oh, that's my TV show. Like, it's sad. And what they're doing, and it's like, here's the thing. Some of the things they do, like, yeah, like you could argue, like, oh yeah, that was, pretty interesting. But at the same time, it kind of feels like, bro, I've already seen this before. When you were watching shows like iCarly, and y'all know what I'm talking about if you grew up watching those type of shows as a kid, they were sending a message that it didn't feel like it was a waste of your time. When you watch people on Twitch nowadays, it feels like it's a waste of your time because everybody's doing the same thing. It's just like these games. When these games are copying other games, these games don't last. They're all doing the same route. And they're all getting the same results. The customers, the player base, unhappy. So it's like, when you are going to sit there and think like, oh, well, Jamin, I've been consistent and I'm not getting to where I want to be. That's not how this works anymore. It's not how that works anymore. You can say the same thing for even making videos longer, because people would tell you like, yo, you make your videos longer, right? Like, that would also help you. It really doesn't. I make my videos long because, like I said, when I was growing up, when I used to actually like watch people's content and like I was a fan of what they were doing, I was like, man, I wish they had longer videos. So I looked at it from a perspective of people like my content. Why not make my videos a certain way? Because I'm not used to just talking for 4 to 5 minutes. I'm not. Like, I'm used to making videos to where I can talk for hours and a very long time, because I really believe in what I'm saying, and I believe I'm sending the right message that it needs to be continue to be talked about. Because a lot of y'all probably still truly feel as long as you being consistent, you gonna get to where you want to be, and it ain't the case no more, bro. It's not. But like I said, man, a lot of y'all like question me on a lot of these things about as a content creator, because some of y'all are interested in trying to upload, and you want to know how it is, and like I'm pretty sure even trying to get monetized now is even difficult. And I had to earn that. And even I had another person the other day ask me this. It was like, yo, like, Jamin, how long did it take you to get monetized? And it wasn't an easy route. You know, even T still questions me to this day saying like, yo, like, so to get monetized, like, you got to have this stuff. Like, it wasn't easy. And that's why another reason why, like, when people were trying to tell me that, like, subs, like, you can't blame the subs for not wanting to watch you. It's like, well, bro, did you not understand how to earn monetization, what you had to do, right? You know, having a certain amount of watch hours, having a certain amount of subs watching you. It wasn't something easy to do, especially when you are your own brand at that point. There is nobody in your corner. There is nobody doing thumbnails. There is nobody helping you overall. It was me doing my own stuff, right? It was me on my own team pretty much. And nobody cared about what I was talking about until I actually got to a certain point to where, yo, this dude getting some subs, his videos getting some traction. You know what I'm saying? Like, now we gotta like start paying attention, right? And it's like a lot of y'all don't understand how the grind was though, right? Like, it wasn't like, I'm pretty sure now it's probably more difficult because AI and stuff, and YouTube doesn't know who's who, and you also gotta prove who you are on your channel. Like, you don't just reach the certain amount of numbers and like, okay, you're monetized now. No, you have to prove to YouTube who you are. You got to prove to them that you're a real person. You got to go through a lot. That's what I'm trying to tell people when a content creator, like a person like me, who's all in, who's really out there trying to, you know, just be themselves and have fun, and y'all take them for granted because they're not doing what these other people are doing, which is basically fake it till you make it for clips. It's very like irritating to see, because then people will tell you like what you should be doing, and it's like, well, you're comparing me to people that are doing things the wrong way. And y'all know what I'm talking about. You go on Twitter, all you see is the same type of clips, the same things. Everybody talking about the same stuff, everybody doing the same reaction, everybody's doing the same event. Ain't nothing different, bro. It's embarrassing. But, you know, right now the world would be like, well, nah, you just a hater because they making more money than you. And that's what the world would say. But again, when I was growing up, and I'm going to keep saying this, content creation wasn't about, yo, you know, hey, Kid B got more money than Cullenberger. It wasn't about that. And I was just giving that as an example, right? Because that was another person I used to watch, right? Kid B with the London Bridges content, things like that. He used to play all types of games. Like, y'all know what I'm talking about, though. But you would never say, like, yo, he got more money than Cullenberger, on to the boss. Like, you didn't care about that. All you cared about was just him being himself. That was it. Same thing with Chris Smoove. It wasn't about how much money he was making. It was about, yo, this guy is being himself, playing the game that he wants to play. He has the energy. It makes it very entertaining to watch because he's being himself. Now you don't have those type of content creators are no longer here anymore. And if they're here, y'all won't give them a chance to show they're here because y'all are so used to what everybody else is doing. And what everybody else is doing isn't, in my opinion, necessarily real. And like I said, it's just, like I said, it's a lot of these kids, they're really the audience. Like those are the ones who are, you know, watching these people, you know, get to where they want to so-called be, not understanding like, yo, like they're not genuinely being themselves. They're, you know, doing things for the clip. And it's like that with a lot of these, you know, groups of content creators. They're not necessarily being themselves. And the ones that are being themselves, you know, hey, we don't care what you're doing. You know, you're considered boring. That's, again, goes back to my point to why no matter how much you can be consistent, it doesn't matter. I'm going to give you another example. If I were to go to 5 NFL games in a row and I vlogged all of them and I had VIP, you know, seats to the games, it wouldn't do anything different. It wouldn't. Like, Me, I would have the videos and vlogs on my channel of I went and watched these NFL teams played in person. I got great footage. It's like 4K. It's great. You know what I'm saying? You can see the jerseys, like all types of stuff. Like, what I'm saying? You can zoom in. You'll get what I'm saying though. Like, but if I were to do that, it wouldn't make a difference. Because people are gonna look at you like, well, we've already seen that before. Instead of looking at it from a perspective of, yo, Jay really went to these games. Yo, Jay really got access to go on the field or something like that. Like, yo, that's crazy. I wonder how Jay felt about that. It's more of, bro, we already seen somebody else do this, so we don't really care. And it's not how it should be. Like, somebody would say, yo, Speed done this a million times. But not everybody has had the same opportunity as Speed, though. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, and that's what people gotta understand, but kids don't. They look at it like, nah, bro, you're trying to copy such and such. It's like, bro, I'm just trying to be myself. I'm just trying to do the stuff that I feel like I want to do, right? And a lot of people nowadays, they don't look at it like that. They look at it like you're trying to copycat someone, right? Like you could say, and what I mean by Twitch is kind of like, everybody doing the same thing, bro. A subathon, everybody's like, ever since Kai broke that record on Twitch, you turn back, everybody's trying to do a subathon. You see what I'm saying? Do you see what I mean? No, like, a subathon used to be like, a once upon a time. Now everybody trying to do it. Everybody doing subathons. Everybody want to, do sleep streams. It's like, this is the problem, right? But y'all worried about, all I got to do is be consistent. Wrong. That ain't how you win, bro. It's a different era of content creation. It is, in my opinion, the worst era of content creation because it's not people being themselves, in my opinion. And I'm not saying it's like that for everybody. Like, yeah, you'll probably have people that are trying to be themselves, but you're not getting that type of vibe or energy from them because you feel like everybody's genuinely doing the same thing, right? Like how some of y'all feel like when I'm making my rants, like, yo, everybody doing the same thing, but not understanding that's a bigger issue on if, like, how the game isn't good. Because if the game was good, you wouldn't have everybody talking negative or doing rants about the game or talking about the same categories like cheaters or cheating, right? But that's been the case because these games are not good. So therefore, everybody's going to be talking about the same stuff. And some of y'all, the fact that some of y'all don't understand that is funny to me. Y'all like, nah, Jay, you just wake up on the wrong side of the day and you just want to diss these companies for no reason. So why is everybody else doing it? Why is your favorite content creator doing it? I thought I was just the only one doing it. The reason why I'm doing it is because I genuinely care. I grew up on these games. These games can be way much more better. Gameplay wise, detail wise, the routine, the route of what these games are choosing, they can be way better than what they're doing. But it's a choice that these companies are making. And I don't agree with these choices. So therefore, I'm going to talk about these choices and explain why I feel like they're making a wrong choice. I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. Y'all look at it like, nah, bro, you just want to hate. So again, I asked y'all this question. What would y'all like a content creator to do in that moment? You want them to fake that, yo, the game is good just for your entertainment? And some of y'all would side, y'all probably would agree with that. Like, well, yeah, like that's what we sub for. We want you to do what we want because that's what we sub for. So you sub to see somebody else in a terrible mindset because when you found their video, you was in a hurt, horrible mindset. So you want to watch somebody that's gonna basically say, oh look, I'm gonna just do this because I know it's gonna get views and clicks. How is that watching somebody that's real? How? I'm asking that question now. Think about it. If I were to get on here, and I keep telling you, I don't fake content. I don't do that to y'all, right? But if I were to do videos like that to where, oh, let me fake crash out, right? Eventually you would realize that, yo, this dude is not really crashing out. Because you would realize who I am as a person, right? You would realize the type of content that I've dropped, right? That, yo, this is how J-Mid is. But some of y'all don't give me an opportunity to do that, right? Like when I post a vlog or do like streams, things like that.
Y'all just look at it like, oh, yo, this dude, has a couple of moments on 2K. Like, yo, he's the most negative person in the world now. And it's like, how do you get that perspective because you've seen one video? And that's why I said, like, if that's the case, if that's what you're there for, then unsub. Because that's like me saying, like, yo, Chris Smooth, he lost he's playing, like he plays the My Career series. His team lost in the playoffs, right? But I'm only like, that makes me happy, like his team lost in the playoffs on My Career, right? Because my team lost in the playoffs in My Career. So now his next episode, he has to still be on that team. He can't go request a trade. If he requests a trade, now all of a sudden, y'all don't want to watch him no more. Because if he goes to a different team and he's going to end up winning games, he's in a better mindset and he's going to be like more in a better energy than what you are. But y'all can look at it like, nah, bro, like you switched up on us. How? How did he switch up because he wanted to get on a better team that's going to win games instead of being on a team that's just losing because you were losing? It's things like this is what I'm talking about. Of there's a issue, not really. Well, it's in my opinion, the issue really can't be solved at this point. But it's just the era of content creation that we're in. It's the worst. I still have some of the content creators' videos from years ago when I was a kid saved to my watch later. Still have those videos that I can always go back and see. But nowadays, it's like, who even does that anymore? Because it doesn't feel like... A lot of y'all don't realize, like I said, the value of a content creator nowadays. Y'all don't. Y'all just judge them off of what you found them of. Like vlog channels. If a person that does vlogs 24/7, they're like, yo, I want to get it, like I'm a gamer too, I want to get into gaming and I want to share like my setup and things like that. Y'all not going to care about that stuff. They're gonna be like, bro, like you posting vlogs, not you used to showing us your gaming setup. But in their mind, they're like, yo, they really want y'all to see their gaming setup because they want to play video games too. They don't want to just show y'all them vlogging 24/7. But y'all wouldn't look at them like, yo, okay, so let's see your gaming setup. Let's see the type of games you want to play. Y'all would just, we gonna find another person that does vlogs because you're switching up on us. It's like y'all don't give people a real chance to really build, bro. But these people that are on platforms like Twitch and Kick, right? Y'all will look at them like they're doing something that we've never seen before. And everybody's doing the same thing, mind you. Everybody in these groups, they're all doing the same things. It's these E-dates. I mean, it's the same thing. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, I know it's the audience. It's definitely kids. Because there's no way a grown person is going to sit there and be like, yo, I'm going to watch the same thing over and over again. There's no way. Unless you're bored in the mind. And it's not a diss to like the people that are doing it. It's more of they're doing it because of the clip. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, if these kids are believing the clips that they're doing, they're going to look at it like, yo, we're going to keep making all this money off these kids. Right? Pause. That sounds kind of crazy. But y'all know what I mean? Like, they looking at it like, yo, the video going to get views, they gonna get people to go through their stream, like they gonna be able to build their audiences, and it's like, but their audience doesn't really understand that they're doing it for the clip. And me personally, I feel like content creation should never be for the clip. If content creation is always gonna be for the clip, there's no point on making content. There's no point. Because everything you're watching at that point wouldn't even be considered real. If everything's just for the clip. That's like somebody just playing in a people do it on TikTok all the time, which I don't know how y'all be falling for that, by the way. Folks on TikTok be getting so, like, they be finessing a lot of y'all, bro. And I don't even know how y'all be on TikTok. I'll tell you how I feel about TikTok, by the way. Like, even that's another thing, like, oh, you be consistent on there, that's gonna help you. That's cap. I pay attention to TikTok. I follow people that got 100K, 300K followers. They go live, 40 viewers. That consistency stuff, I'm going to tell you right now, bro. And like I said, it's about the people you know nowadays, and you got to get lucky. If we go back in my era to where when I was a child watching content creators, if somebody had 300,000 subs and they were to go live stream, you know how many people were going to pull up? There wasn't no 40 people. 40 people is terrible. Now, I'm not saying like if you got 40 viewers in the stream. I'm just saying overall, if you're trying to actually build an audience and a platform and you have over 100K and there's only 40 people show up to your live stream, there's clearly there's something wrong with that. It's more than just a disconnection from the viewers. It's more of, these viewers don't really care like how you probably thought they did. They seen your clip, they hearted it, they probably gave you a follow, but they didn't necessarily like want to see who you truly are. They looked at it like, yo, the clip was funny, I'm gonna like it, right? It's just like an Instagram post. You see something you like on Instagram, you're gonna probably like the post, you're probably gonna follow the person, and you're gonna move on. If they go live, you're not gonna care. But y'all don't see that being like kind of crazy? Like, yo, people going on Instagram live, it don't matter no more. It's all about who people know nowadays. I'm telling you, bro. And this is not me off of hate. This is me telling you how I feel what it is, bro. A lot of y'all always, bro, Jay, but I'm always consistent. I'm not seeing, even people in my community, I try to tell them, like the other day I was streaming, and I think it's not even on my channel, but the other day I was streaming, and I was talking to one of my subs, and I was like, yo, like, what do you want to do? And he was like, yo, I want to be a content creator. I was like, well, are you, posting? Cause you gotta upload one. To be a content creator, you do gotta upload like that. Like you do gotta do that. So like, I'm not saying like don't upload. You gotta upload as a content creator, right? But you gotta also show like that's what you want to do. You can't just save a clip of some game that you played and post it and said like I played this game. If you're not talking, how do we know what you truly want? How do we know what you're truly playing? You see what I'm saying? Like you gotta really show that you want to do that. You can't just save some footage and not talk. You can't do that. And now I feel like that's what YouTube is trying to get rid of, is like the AI stuff, because they don't know if it's you making the content. So I tell people all the time, yo, you gotta, want to post. You gotta, be yourself, bring your own energy, do the things that you know it's gonna put you in the right mindset. And people probably don't look at it like from that standpoint. They look at it like, nah, I just gotta get one video to go viral and I'm gonna be consistent from there. That doesn't work. It happens on TikTok all the time. It happens on Facebook all the time. It happens on Instagram all the time. People will post a viral clip, right? They get 1 million likes, 1 million views. They trying to post off that whole entire time. People don't care no more. Because they seen the clip. That's what I'm trying to tell. The clip, that's really what kind of ruined, this content. It's all about the clip. If the clip is good, people gonna look at it like, yeah, you're gonna be good. But back then, it was more of, yo, just do what you want to do. Not, you gotta post a clip, bro. But like I said, that's just the era we're in now, and it shouldn't be that way. Now I want to say this. Do I think YouTube is gonna make any moves to where we're gonna get back to how it used to be? Unfortunately, I don't. Yes, they're trying to get rid of a lot of AI content, but in my opinion, if YouTube was gonna get back to what it was, YouTube Shorts would have to go. And they're not gonna do that. They're not gonna get rid of YouTube Shorts because it's making a lot of people get a lot of views. Even though some people are doing AI stuff, people are gaining subs off of it, and that's another thing too. Like YouTube Shorts is a prime example of what I'm talking about. You post a clip, it get all these views, and you post a real video, nobody cares what you're talking about. People only cared about the clip. They don't really care about your consistency. They didn't care about what you are talking about, what you really want to do. They only cared about the clip. That's why I be telling, when people be trying to tell me like, oh, like it's not fair, like Jay, that you're saying. It is fair, because you didn't have to hit the subscribe button. You didn't have to. Even if you saw something that was like, oh well, the video I could relate to it. Okay, that's cool. You didn't have to sub. If you don't rock with the creator, then don't sub to the creator, bro. Because that creator, especially if that creator has goals, and wants wants to really build something, it's like you're wasting their time. You're just there for the moment of the clip. You're not there for really being there for them, of their success and what they're trying to really build. Right? Them taking a chance on themselves of, yo, I'm putting myself out there. I'm really trying to show the world who I really am overall, not only just as a gamer, but just as a person. And just show the type of energy that I bring to no matter what, if it's gaming, if it's sports, things like that. The world don't look at it like that no more. They don't. And I'm gonna say this what I'll say. It's not even just Clever Boys. It's a lot of these groups. It's a lot of these. You don't really know who's really being real anymore, bro. You don't. You don't. And like I said, I really wanted this video to get out there because a lot of y'all want to have a lot of questions, and I know a lot of people, they probably like, nobody wants to help us. Nobody wants to tell us like what's the real. And I'm telling y'all what's the real. I'm telling y'all what's the real. I'm telling y'all, I've been in content creation for years now. I'm telling y'all, I've been consistent for the last 4 to 5 years. Here's the thing, not only just videos, but live streams. Go look at my channel. I mean, I've done it all. That doesn't, listen, the consistency stuff doesn't really do anything but it shows you how creative you really can be, right? And it shows how much love you have for what you're doing and how much passion you have. But it doesn't necessarily show YouTube that, yo, we got to put this guy out there more. It really doesn't. I mean, they can say it will, but I'm telling you from experience of doing this about 4 to 5 years now. I know what it's like to get overlooked. I know what it's like. I know I shouldn't be getting overlooked, but I know why I'm getting overlooked. It's because of the era of content creation we're in. The era of content creation we're in is no longer the meaning anymore. Meaning the person. It's more of, yo, you know such and such? You know what I'm saying? That's what it's about. I'm telling y'all, bro. And y'all know that. You know such and such, you're going to be all right. We've seen it happen a lot of these times. How many times you see on Twitch, a random person will be in somebody's stream, right? The chat want to know who that person is, right? The chat find out who that person is. All of a sudden, they got 20,000 followers. Why? Because they know such and such. It shouldn't be about that, though. Why do you think so many celebs and, actors are, on these streaming platforms? Because one, they already have the name, right? And what did I just tell y'all? I just told y'all, if you know certain people, you're gonna be all right. I don't agree with it, but that's just how the era we're in now. So when people are seeing a Justin Bieber, a Ice Spice, I just seen a Polo G on Kick, they're gonna look at it like, yo, like this person's already big time. You know what I'm saying? We want to see what they're doing in their life. But it's like these artists and these, people that are doing these streams, they really don't care what y'all, if y'all pay attention to what they got going in their life. They just there because they know they're gonna make some money off y'all that's in their stream, and they gonna move on. That's why they camp told them, yo, start streaming. Because they seeing how much money folks are making, and they're like, yo, well, even though your music ain't really getting talked about no more, or you haven't made a movie in a while, or you haven't been really talked about, you might as well start streaming. That's what their camp is telling them to do. Because people are making money. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with making money. But when we take that meaning of, yo, this dude made such and such off of this stream, it kind of loses the identity of the whole point of content creation, if you ask me. Like I said, and I've said it multiple times, if you've earned the right to get monetized, much respect. It's not an easy thing to do, especially when you're on your own. There's nobody helping you really. You just got to be in your mindset. That's not easy. But nowadays, people tell you monetize is the easiest part, because a lot of those people know people, so they're gonna tell you that's the easiest part because they didn't really get it out the mud like that. They knew people that helped them get to where they are. And is that really like a bad thing if somebody helps you? Maybe they wanted to help you be successful, right? But it's like, it's not really a bad thing if they wanted to help you, but it's more of what I'm talking about. Like, you being you doesn't really matter anymore. It really doesn't. Because you could be consistent for 8 years straight. There could be somebody that's never streamed before, right? They appear in somebody's stream that y'all know, or a person that y'all know. They're like, yo, does such and such do content? They're like, oh, nah, they don't do that. All of a sudden, they interacting with the chat. They like, oh, what's going on, chat? You know, they like, I don't do the streaming stuff, chat, but like, how do y'all feel? But they gonna be, oh, you should do it. They start streaming, bam. Now they're up there because they were in the stream of the person that was known. So it's like, this era isn't necessarily. That's why I said it's the worst content creation era. It doesn't really necessarily mean about consistency. It doesn't consistently mean about how long your videos are. It doesn't consistently mean of, the person you are. All of those things don't really matter anymore. Now, when I say those things, I'm not saying, don't be yourself, try to, be somebody else. I'm not saying those things. What I'm telling you how it is now, though. Those things don't really matter anymore, unfortunately. And I'm not telling y'all to fake it till you make it, right? Because in my opinion, I told you do that, it's not going to end well for you. A lot of people that y'all are watching are faking it until they make it. But y'all don't know because, you're probably used to it. You're probably used to everybody doing, again, the same stuff. So you're like, we don't necessarily know if this is that person. Of course you don't. But like I said, man, me personally, I actually feel like doing things the right way is going to always have something that you're going to be proud of at the end, because when it's all said and done, whether you reach to the top or not, you can always tell people, I did this on my own. I never had nobody to help me. I built this. You know what I'm saying? I created that. And that's a spectacular feeling. It's more of a feeling of, I don't care if I have success. It's, I took a chance on, being myself, putting myself out there, didn't care what nobody else had to say. And I, build what I built off of, and it went from there. But it's not, I didn't get to these amount of subs, so I'm not making videos anymore. I'm not creating content no more. I don't do that to y'all. But a lot of these creators do. If we don't hit this amount of followers, I'm not going to stream for y'all. I don't do that to y'all. But the ones that do it already have a name. They're already known. So like I said, if they were to take a break, it wouldn't really matter to them, right? It wouldn't matter to you because they already have a name. And when they come back, you go watch. And that's why they feel they can do those things to y'all, because they already know when they come back, y'all are gonna watch. But like I said, man, I'm gonna get into some couple of these comments real quick, and I'm gonna go from there. I feel like we got the message across out there that needs to be said more. So I want to go back to my recent video where I said, yo, stop asking me about, the next NBA 2K. What was the title? I really, like I said, I didn't give a fuck anymore. 2K doesn't care. Play their games, right? A lot of y'all got a perspective of, I retired and I did it. The meaning of that video and the message I was trying to send, and hopefully I sent the right message that y'all can understand, of, yo, I don't want y'all to keep asking me, how do I feel about the next 2K? Because clearly when I have gave my opinions over and over again, y'all try to find reasons to act like I never said anything. Y'all try to make it seem like I'm negative. I don't know what I'm talking about. So therefore, it was, yo, leave me alone about 2K. If I do reactions about it, that's when I'll talk about it. I told you I'll still do reactions. But this stuff of, yo, J Mid, so like, how do you feel about? I'm done doing that stuff because it's like I've done it way too many times to continue to have these same conversations. And y'all don't understand because y'all probably looking at like, well, that's how I found your channel was off of the 2K stuff. But again, you didn't have to sub. That was a choice. Like I said, if people unsub, it don't hurt my feelings. The ones that are gonna sub are the ones that I want to actually be in this community that wants to be a part of what I'm trying to build, right? But the ones of you're just here for moments and clips, that's not what I'm here for. So we had a comment from T, aka Big Sis, saying it's so pathetic, man. Shaking my head. You already know what it is, T. We talk almost every other day. And I believe before I even made this video, I told you I was gonna make this video because I feel like people don't understand me overall and how I feel. They just look at it like, oh nah, you the content creator, you gotta post it and things like that. And they don't look at it from a perspective of you're a human. So we had a comment from Mr. Dead Joker. J Mid don't give a fuck about 2K because y'all don't appreciate his opinions about the game. Pretty much, yeah. I mean, that's just how I feel. I mean, what's the point of asking me how I feel about it if you're gonna go back and just say you just want to complain? How? Like, how are you gonna say that? What's the point of asking me? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the point? And this is the comment that I've seen from Morpheus. The content creators can't get mad when the subscribers came to them for whatever video they were making, not the actual person. The content, some people do subscribe for the person, but I feel majority subscribing for the content that they are providing. If they decide to pivot and make a different genre of content, that creator will attract the crowd that will actually support them for that content they are making. You shouldn't expect old subscribers to stay when that wasn't the reason they subscribed in the first place. That's not fair. Well, if that's the case, then unsub. That's what I'm saying. If that is the case, then unsub. Because again, and I've already told you about the state of 2K. I've already told you the type of content that's being made. It's the same thing. Everybody talking about the same stuff because the game isn't good. Right? So when you're gonna sit there and say like, oh well, you can't, it's not fair, that's not what they sub for, they didn't have to sub. They can unsub respectfully. Because here's my thing. If we can agree, 2K not it, right? We can agree to that, right? Why, as the content creator, does that person have to force themselves to make content because that's how you found them, was off of that game? But we all know that game isn't good anymore. It hasn't been good the last, ever since Next Gen even dropped, right? You can have that argument. You really can have that argument. Why does that content creator have to make themselves miserable for you? That's what I'm saying. You could easily hit the unsub button. But y'all don't want to hit the unsub button because y'all gonna feel like, well, what if this content creator makes a name for themselves? Then it's gonna be like, well, I never knew about them, so I wanna stay sub to them because if they do become somebody, I wanna say like I knew who they were, and I feel like that's messed up. I feel like y'all wanna wait until the name is really there, and then y'all wanna say, oh well, I've been here since day one. Cap. Because when it's day 55, day 87 of them doing something different, was you there? No. When it was day 70, when it was day 700, when they were streaming something else, when they was playing something else, was you there? No. So all of a sudden now, because they get 100K subs, they get to 500K subs, you gonna say you was there from day one because you subbed to them, but you don't really rock with them? What do we like? That's what I'm saying. Like, bro, how is that fair to the creator? It's not. But some of y'all don't see it from that perspective. Y'all look at it from perspective of, well, nah, Jay, like, that's not why they were watching you. Again, they don't have to watch me. They can say, yo, look, J-Mid ain't doing what I was watching them in the beginning for. I'm gonna go hit the unsub button. Hey, I would appreciate it. Because I'm not gonna make myself suffer for somebody's entertainment. That's not me. I'm not gonna humiliate myself for people to just to make their day. And what y'all want is fake crash outs, is fake rages, and whatever y'all want. Because y'all know the game isn't good, and that's what y'all want to see, right? So it's like that's not what I'm here for, though. It's not. Let's get to the next comment, bro. So we got another comment. Again, Doctor complain a lot, bro. When you subscribe to somebody, it's because y'all have something in common. Your case, most of your subscribers are crash outs. That's why people relate to you. When you stop crashing out, they'll find somebody else. I think you should make another channel and start over because 2K want to see you crash out. Well, that's why I try to tell those people to unsub. If you're here for crash outs, unsub. That's not what this channel is for. But those people don't want to unsub. And it shows every time, whether it's a live stream or even a different type of game that you're making content of. People will tend to, I don't really care. So then why are you subbed? Like I said, you're subbed because if something happens, you're going to say you were there. But in reality, you weren't. Now we have it coming from your boy DT3 5 days ago. They just hate us real content creators and there's no respect at all. At all. And I really believe it's that way because a lot of people are trying to be content creators that really don't love content. They don't love gaming. They're doing it because, like I said, their camp wants them to do it because they see how much money people are making. And that really is ruining the identity of content creation. And it's made things very questionable content wise. Like you don't like I seen somebody the other day on Twitch, and this is to me where I draw the line of it's just got like it's pathetic now. A dude was in a casket on a stream. Now he was acting like he died. Like, bro, that's too far. You don't play around like that, in my opinion. You don't sit laying in caskets and doing stuff for clips. But it was all for the clip. You see what I'm saying? Like, it was all of that for the clip. That's too far, in my opinion. But that's how to me, we have lost the plot as content creators. Because people are doing whatever it is for the clip. You did a fake funeral. I don't even know what the guy's name was. A fake funeral. People are actually losing their lives every single day, by the way. Unfortunately. That's nothing to play about. A fake funeral, you laying in a casket for clicks and views. But y'all will say that's content. That's crazy. That's like, bro, you don't play with that, bro. Nobody could pay me to do that. I'm not doing that. I'm not. That's not happening, gang. It's not. Not for no live stream. No, that ain't happening. That ain't gonna happen. Like that's just certain things you don't play with. But again, that was just an example of how it is now. Everything's for the clip. You don't really know who's being themselves. And I know a lot of people are gonna probably say like, "Oh, I know what you're talking about," and that was all like just a stream, like it was nothing serious, bro. You don't play, in my opinion, with that. That was too far. There's actually people that aren't gonna see tomorrow. I mean, it's like you don't play around with stuff like that. And like I said, the fact that we're still here, able to still have an opportunity to be great, you don't play with stuff like that. So I'm not giving an excuse for that. That's crazy, and it should be a thing that you should get banned for, honestly, because that's too far. That's way too far. Let's get to another comment. Where's my phone at? And like I said, I talk to T, aka Big Sis, almost every day about this stuff, and it's still the same things be happening. That's why I be trying to send the right message out there for y'all. Alright, so as y'all can see, I'm not 100% yet, but I do feel a lot more better. So that's good. We have it coming from I'm Sky High. Trust and believe they don't care. I feel like I'm super creative, but it doesn't matter. Exactly. You want to know why? Unfortunately, they don't care because of what everybody else is doing. And what everybody else is doing, which a lot of the fake it till you make it type stuff, right? You're not doing that, so why would they care what you're doing? But that is why I've been saying, but again, the consistency doesn't really matter anymore. The creativity doesn't really matter anymore. It's about who you know. And people can say whatever they're gonna say. The facts are there. I mean, if you go on Twitch right now, if you go on Kick right now, you don't know who is who. You don't know. You necessarily don't know. Everybody's doing the same thing for the clip. And it's unfair to the content creator that wants to build. Nobody's I'm gonna tell you something, bro. And I don't know how some people are nowadays, but I'm gonna tell you how I am. When I was watching the creator, that's how I can name the creators when I was a child. I still remember as a kid, I'm an adult, I'm a grown man now. I can still remember as a kid the creators I watched. It was not because of the game. It was because I actually rock with their energy. I rock with them. We don't have those people anymore. The game is not only changed, but it's the worst game in my opinion. Like, and what I mean by that, like, it's the content creation is the worst era that we're in right now. Worse. Personality doesn't really matter. It doesn't. Energy does not matter. It doesn't. It does not. I can name all of those people because of them, not because of the game. It wasn't. I got in trouble in school today, so I gotta go find a video of somebody who also got in trouble at school, or who also is losing. They're losing on the game because I'm upset. They gotta be upset. That wasn't what that was. They was dropping Ultimate Team videos. They was dropping My Career. That's when My Career actually meant something. You'd actually watch it. Those days, it doesn't happen anymore. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, what's going on right now isn't what you would want to see, because you really don't know who's who. Let me get to another comment, bro. But yeah, I like doing these type of videos, bro. I feel like, the right message needs to get sent across for some of y'all out there. Because there are people out there, believe it or not, that come across videos like this and you're speaking some true facts and they don't even want to even comment. Because they probably feel like I'm talking about them, or like the video's about them. Like, trust me, I understand how it is. Like, you're like, bro, all of the stuff he's explaining is exactly what I've been experiencing, or exactly what I've been dealing with. But it shouldn't be that way. The point of these videos is it should not be this way. Right? Like, consistency should matter. It doesn't matter anymore. You see what I'm saying? But it's like, that's the era we're in now. All right, let me get to some more comments. So we had this comment from Nikki Reds 7 days ago. Don't build your channel based on 2K. This game is stressful, and the game has a lot of issues. I lost the passion to live stream this game. Random wreck is stressful, but I play it. You meet a lot of personalities in there. There's always mixed match emotional vibes. They are negative. They don't pass the ball. They insult. I just play. I know it won't be great. My expectation dropped in 3 months. I just play because I like basketball. As easy as that sounds, Nikki, it's not as simple as you typed it. And the reason why I'm saying that is, I can try to play a brand new game right now and say, yo, we're gonna do a series on this. And this is why I talked about the subscribers and understanding the value of a content creator. The people that so-called sub to me, only about, unfortunately, 10% of those people would want to see the new game I'm playing. That's the type of era we're in. So, I know, yo, I'm trying to, get out of this, playing this only game or talking about this only game. Let's play some other things. But we already know the reality. And I've already done those things, Nikki. I've already played all types of games. I done did all types of new different series and play all types of different type of games. And people at the end of the day, if they're negative, they're going to want to see you negative. If they're hurt, they're going to want to see you hurt. The type of era we're in, Nikki, folks don't want to see you win. They don't. That's why everything I explained of, I know why people are staying subscribed and they really don't rock with you. Because if something happens, they're going to want to claim you. Like you knew they had all that potential. Right? It's like, oh, well, I've been subbed to him since he has such and such, so I knew. But were you really rocking with them since such and such? Were you actually seeing their grind when they had such and such? No. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, it's not like what you're saying is wrong. It's, I've already done that. Right? And people, like I said, if they're hurt, they're going to want to see you hurt. They're upset, they're going to want to see you upset. So it's like, at the end of the day, you can only control what you can control. But it's bigger than just, these games now. It's more on people don't understand you overall as a person. And that to me that should be the biggest matter. Because like I said, that is what made me want to watch all those people that I can name to you and even more right now. Because their energy, right? It wasn't those games they were playing. But when I feel like, yo, I can do more than just sports games. I've already done that. People look at me like, nah, you can't do that, Jay. Because we didn't sub for that. Do you see where I'm coming from now? They're going to look at it like, well, nah, Jay, we subbed when you was playing sports games. You're trying to do stereo games? Nah, we're not here for that. So then unsub. That was my point. You see what I'm saying? But they're not going to do that, Nikki. And that's the problem right here. And those same people that are not going to unsub, they're going to tell you, well, you got to be consistent. Wrong. How are you going to tell somebody what they got to do and you don't even make content? I'm not talking about you, Nikki, because I've seen that you streamed before, you made videos. I've seen it before, right? I'm talking about for the viewers that are making these comments of, well, you got to be more consistent if you want to see these type of changes. Wrong. The same ones that are telling you what you got to do don't really care about what you're talking about. They don't really care to see you win. They don't. Because they're not winning. Right? So it's like, the reality of this is, like I said, it's not about consistency. It's not about how long the video is. That should not have been a touchdown either. I tried to challenge it. But even on today's Madden, you can't even challenge plays. That was not a touchdown. Like, look, you can't even challenge the play. How can you not challenge the play? That was not a touchdown. Do you want me to rewind that? Bro, look, that was not a touchdown. Look. Let's look at this. He did not get no 2 feet in. Look, that's not a touchdown, chat. Look at this. He's out of bounds. That was not a touchdown. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, again, you're not saying the wrong things. It's just everything you're saying, I've already tried it before. I've already done this multiple times. Matter of fact, I'm gonna just leave it at that. But yeah, that should not have been no touchdown, y'all. That was crazy they gave him that touchdown. I'm gonna get to some more comments though. All right, we got a comment from, I think this is another fake account. User, whatever this is, 7 days ago. Every 2K has issues. You just need a break. You have franchise fatigue. This game isn't perfect. It's a game, not supposed to be a religion. Calm down and be quiet or go produce a better game yourself. You have all the answers. Build your own from scratch. Crickets. Again, and this is a prime example of what I'm talking about, of the ones that are trying to tell you what you need to do. 1, don't make content. 2, they could easily hit the unsub button, but they choose not to. Like, this person is a subscriber of mine. But you know what I also see who they also subscribe to? The Book of Swan T, Saint Hardaway, Badge Plug, right? all those type of people. The same people that are saying really the similar things that I've been saying about how this game is, right? Or about how 2K is. But you are sitting here saying, you know, you need to be quiet or calm down. Why are you sub to me then? You see what I'm saying? Like, do you see what I'm saying? You said all of this about, oh, bro, you have franchise fatigue, but you need to be quiet and calm down. But you're subscribed to me. If you just typed out how you felt, that don't sound like a subscriber to me. That sounds like somebody that you know is saying things that's right, but you don't want to admit that it's right. Because like I said, the people that you're subscribed to, it tells me. Which is why you're probably on a burner account. Because you probably didn't want people to see who you're actually watching. I can see who you're watching. You're telling me build from your own scratch crickets. By the way, we do have somebody I think that's in my community that is building their own game. Shout out to Birdman, by the way. I feel like a lot of y'all don't know who Birdman is, but Birdman is building his own game, by the way. But bro, if you're gonna put this comment, I don't want you sub. You know what I'm saying? I really don't. Because I feel like I'm gonna find another comment that you post on a Book of Swantees video, and it's gonna be a different type of comment of it, like, and I know how y'all do things. And I might still make a video like this to where y'all will have a different type of energy for certain creators, but you'll say like, oh, like nah, you have fatigue of this, right? But if somebody else say, you're not gonna say that. But I don't know, you might, because like I said, you're following the people that are talking about the same stuff over and over again. So yeah, but yeah, you're subscribed to me. You could easily unsub. All right, let's get to the next comment. Yeah, you won't. I don't want people like you to claim me or to say that you knew who I was before I had such and such. Because, one, nobody said 2K is supposed to be a religion. This is a part of the problem I have with some people. You typed all of this, but not understanding the bigger problem with 2K. Do you not understand 2K only cares about your money nowadays? That's all they care about. That's why you're having the same conversations. That's why every new season, all of a sudden your build can't play. It's all about money. But you're saying I'm looking at 2K like it's supposed to be a religion. No. What 2K is doing is wrong. And it needs to be talked about. But when it's time to have these conversations, y'all don't want to be real about what 2K doing. Somebody that just put that comment right there, who's on a burner account, I don't want them watching me. Because you clearly aren't seeing the bigger picture of what I'm seeing of what these games are doing. You're not. Like, what you see in the background is no money spent Madden, right? I don't know why you're like, a lot of these, I'm probably looking at like, oh, these are rerun clips that we've already seen this. Nah, a lot of these are just people with the same uniforms. But these are all like different games I played, you know. I did play a lot of Madden games, so I got a lot of Madden footage. I told y'all that. But like, yeah, like I was no money spent on Madden this year, right? But a lot of y'all don't look at it from that standpoint. Y'all look at it like, oh, now well, you played Madden, Jay, so like you can't do that. I was no money spent on Madden. Because people are gonna say is, well, technically you played Madden Ultimate Team, which you gotta spend money on that. You really don't. You can go no money spent. No, in 2K, you can't go no money spent. You can't. Thankfully, the account I had access to already had VC on there. And I think that account got, what, almost 300,000 VC on there. And I'm like, I don't even know what to do with it because it's like, one, I don't even get on that account to, even though I got access to play on the game and things like that. It's like, bro, I don't even want to. But it's like, hey, it's got all that VC on there. What you gonna do? I don't know. I might make like a troll, but I don't know. But it's like, I don't even want to waste my time hopping on 2K anymore at this point, bro. Let me get to another comment, though. Let's see here. Let's see here. Let's see here. It's been time for you to move on from Sir X Plays with 2 laughing emojis. Now, let's go to your channel real quick because I'm just curious. Your channel's worse than mine. And I'm not here to diss people. The reason why I went to your channel is because you said it's been time for you to move on with 2 laughing emojis. So, Sir X Plays, you have over 5,000 subscribers, right? You have 6.8 thousand, 5,000. You have basically 5.6K, right? 12 hours ago, Sir Per Plays. 12 hours ago, 23 views. 2 days ago, 40 views. I wouldn't be laughing I was you. I wouldn't be laughing I was you. 4 days ago, 110 views. 7 days ago, 61 views. You see what I'm saying? Or I mean, I don't see the part where we laughing at, bro. Like, I mean, it looked like your channel looked worse than mine. But I'm not here to bash people, bro. It's just more of how you gonna sit there and say, and that's nothing. People gonna be like, oh, you should have been did this, but your channel worse than mine. Your channel is worse than mine, and you got more subs than me. And let me guess how you get these subs. It's not through your videos. It's through your YouTube shorts. The YouTube shorts that you post, they got over 20,000, 30,000 views. But what did I just tell y'all? And I even did reaction to YouTube shorts. When people sub to you off of YouTube shorts, they don't care what you're talking about. That's why the last video you posted 2 days ago got 40 views. 40, you got 5,000 subscribers. 2 days ago, your video has 40 viewers. 40. That's what I'm saying. I don't see the point to have the laughing emojis, bro. This ain't that video I just posted wasn't something to like laugh about or be funny about. It was, bro. It was tiring. And your channel is doing worse than mine, simply because you did the YouTube short stuff. And you can't. I don't know what to tell you to fix that. I don't even know how you can even get out of that. Because all the people that subscribe to you, they used to you posting YouTube shorts. So you making all of these videos of different things. Like you have on here that you're a variety of a content creator, but your so-called subs are nowhere to be found. They don't care what you're talking about. And that's why I said YouTube needs to get rid of YouTube shorts, right? Because if a channel has over 1,000 subs and it wasn't with YouTube shorts, I feel like a lot of people would actually come through and see the people's content. But now you don't have that. You have a YouTube short. All people care about is the stuff you was talking about in the short. They don't care about what you're talking about in the video. So like I said, I'm gonna just move on. Cause I feel like people are gonna be like, bro, you cooking? Like I'm not necessarily trying to cook somebody. I'm just saying, when you say it's been time for you to move on with the laughing emoji, it's like, hold on, like I don't see what the funny part about it was, bro. Like I wasn't joking, laughing in the video. It wasn't something to me to like to laugh about or joke about. It was understand how I truly feel, bro. You know what I'm saying? But look, man, I'm gonna go ahead and move on. Let's get to another comment. All right. Yeah, I wouldn't be laughing I was you though, Sir Purpose. I wouldn't be laughing I was you. All right, let's move on to the next comment. As y'all see some more people quitting in these Ultimate Team games. All right, we have a comment from Real House Streams 8 days ago. Man, I thought it was just me. I've been playing 2K since 2K10. So it's just not hard to have IQ. But damn, it's frustrating to be wide open and random wreck. Still not only be ignored by the PG whose job is to see the floor. Well, how many times have we had this conversation though? So to all the people that are saying the game is good and is great, we're having the same conversations. Now you see how you put that comment? Did we not have that conversation last year, the year before, the year before that? Now look at it like from this perspective, right? How do you think I feel as a content creator? We've been talking about the same stuff. You don't think that's not tiring? And I'm talking about to everybody right now. Everybody right now that's watching this video. The stuff he just commented, right? About the experience. How many times we've been talking about that? For years, right? So as the creator, you're going to be like, bro, I'm tired of talking about the same stuff. It's just time to actually do other things. And talk about other things. Things that need to be get talked about. I try to do that. People don't understand you. They don't understand the value of you because they didn't they didn't really give you a chance to really see who you truly can be or truly are. They just limit you off of what they found you off of, whether it's a clip or a video that got a certain amount of views. They don't really look at you overall when they hit that sub button, bro. Pause when I say that. Y'all know what I mean, though. They don't really understand you overall, who you are. But my thing is, that's why I said the things I said in that video, that people need to retire from playing the game. Because at some point, it's not that, well, like, no, it's the game. Like, no, at some point, it's just you just don't know how to play the game. And I'm not saying that to the person that made that comment. I'm just saying overall, that's what it is in that community of that game right now. A lot of people just need to retire from playing it. Because even if they do what I would want them to do, people would still be trash. They would still struggle. They would. Because they don't have the right mindset. You got centers worried about how many assists they got. I had the most assists. But the less amount of rebounds. It's backwards. But again, we've been having that same convo for years. I'm gonna move on though. Let's get to another comment, bro. And no, I'm not tired, by the way. A lot of y'all probably like, how do you make these videos like this? Because again, I told you I could talk for hours. I love making content, bro. I love just being myself. So I mean, it's nothing. Now, if you was trying to be somebody that you not, you ain't gonna be able to be on here for hours, and you know what I'm saying. People gonna realize like, yo, that ain't you. Like, y'all can tell who I am because I didn't stutter a couple of times. I don't edit my stutters out. I'm not perfect. Everybody gonna make mistakes. Yeah, but it's also as a content creator, it's tiring to have the same conversations every year. Like somebody like me, I want to build. I want to actually build my own community. I want to have a community that wants to see me in a good mindset. I don't want my community, yo, Jay, man, bro, I can't play this game, Jay. Like, bro, I can't do it. So I'm here to see if you dealing with what I'm dealing with. I'm not trying to build that. But that's what y'all look at me like that's what I'm supposed to do. Y'all suffer, I gotta suffer. No. That's not how things work. I'm gonna tell you something, shit. I made a bro, I don't know. It was Chef J mid today. I ain't gonna. I was on some. I'm not no big bag, but I ain't gonna. I had some food today. Well, yesterday, I made 2 homemade patty melt burgers, bro. I could have put some bacon on there with some cheese, bro. Let me tell you something. And it wasn't even about. It was just a regular white bread. I toasted the bread. The burgers were just seasoned the right way. The first bite was crispy. The flavor was there. I made 2 of them too. I ain't eat the second one yet, Pause, because it sounds crazy talking about eating the second one. But I ain't gonna lie, bro. When I'm done with this video, I'm finna bust that food down, bro. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, chat. That homemade. I ain't gonna lie, like, and I don't know. I might start posting my cooking videos. I'm not no chef, but your boy J May can cook a little something, something. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna talk about no full family dinners now, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like some, get you through the day type shit. Like your boy Jamie could, throw something real quick, pause. Throw something sound crazy, but y'all know what I mean? But like, you can throw something down in the kitchen, make some food type ish, bro. But like I was saying, the point is the patty melt hamburgers, cheeseburgers, whatever you want to call them, they were amazing. And when I'm done with this video, when this video get posted, I'm finna heat that bad boy up. You know what I'm saying? Pause again. Bro, I don't know why I gotta keep saying pause. I don't know. Maybe it's because the era we're in, kids are gonna say, bro, that sounds crazy. I don't really care. Y'all know what I'm talking about though. I'm ready to heat that food up. But let me see the next comment as we still here. I feel like it's only right, instead of us just sitting here, we gonna just, instead of me just talking in circles, we gotta at least read some comments or something. Because I'm not doing no reactions in this video. This is going to be strictly getting uploaded after this. I'm not doing no reactions in this one. My next time I do reactions, here's the thing. I don't even know if I'm, like, that's the thing. When I do reactions, I'm like, yo, what do y'all want me to react to? Y'all only be sending me stuff about 2K. The same stuff I done talked about to y'all over and over again. For years. And again, it's like, bro, that's all y'all want to react to is 2K stuff? Like, I get it, but at the same time, it's tiring. Because ain't nothing getting no better. Like, don't ask me to react to no season 6. Just don't. Because I'm already knowing how things are going to go. Like I said, bro, let me get to the next comment, bro. So we have a comment from Chendrix, Chris Smooth. Chris Smooth, he a GOAT. He a legend. He the godfather of the 2K community, bro. That sounds crazy, but he is. Let's get to the comment. So, my guy Paige said it's bad out there. It is. Paige already know what it is. And Paige didn't see when I'm not even streaming how bad it is. And I'm going to always say this too. There is no content creator out there that has dealt with what I dealt with when we talk about randoms. There's no content creator that's dealt with what I've dealt with. I've dealt with the worst of worst. The worst of worst. I mean, there's been games to where you're given the better teammates, but those teammates for some reason they just don't do what they're supposed to. It's crazy to me. I don't even think it's on purpose. I think people are just not. They're just terrible, bro. But I don't give 2K an excuse for them to go to that direction they're going and for them to have a game that they have right now. It's unacceptable. All right, let's get to another comment. Here we go, another comment. Another burner account. He said, nigga, it's 7 years too late. So why are you here? Because you're hurt. See, y'all be putting these comments of, bro, like, you should have been quit. Laughing emoji. Like, you're 7 years too late. Laughing emoji. Ha ha. But why are you commenting? It tells me that you're hurt. You're not going to, like, there's something in your mind that makes you want to comment. Y'all hurt too. I'm not even hurt. I'm more just, it's tiring and it's disappointing to me. It's not even, yo, J-Mid is hurt. J-Mid is tired and it's more disappointing. Y'all are the ones that sound hurt to me. All right. Let me see. Next comment. And a lot of people that be putting these comments, I've never seen them in my streams. A lot of people that's putting these comments, I haven't seen them really in my streams. I haven't. That's why I'm like, bro, y'all don't get the right to laugh or say, like, oh, like you should have been there, you should have been done that. Y'all don't even pull up. Y'all don't even pop up. People looking at it like it's funny, like, oh, this dude sitting here saying this. This is a joke to me. It's not a joke. It's sad, bro. And then you don't understand because you don't make content like that, and it's tiring. And if you do make content, like somebody like that, like Sir X Plays, you shouldn't be laughing. Your channel in the worst spot than mine. You got more subs than me. So me ever coming from Fear No Evil, 2K24 genuinely had a chance. You can have the argument for every 2K. It's still the same conversations. As a content creator, once again, it's very tiring. So, like I said, bro, get to the next comment. I don't know. My next stream, I might do reactions. I don't know. I need some videos y'all need to send to me to react to. Matter of fact, y'all can I'll be on stream, so y'all be able to send it to me. But I don't know. I feel like you need to do some reactions, bro. That's not only about 2K and stuff like that, because that's what y'all want to react to. We have a comment from Samurai Beastward. 2K needs competition. Again, how many times are we going to say that? How many times are we going to say the same things? Every year, no change, no fix. All right. And maybe some of y'all are going to say, well, it's nothing wrong with saying the right message, which I've been doing that. I've been trying to send the right messages out there. But people take my messages for granted as if they just want to see me crash out, which is weird in my opinion. I used to not believe you, but now I see. Well, I respect that. At least you owned it and you respect and you realize what I was talking about. Fear no evil. I respect that. I really do. For somebody that, like you said, I used to not believe you, but now I see. I respect that. Thank you for understanding. Thank you for now seeing what I was talking about. $2K does not care. Like how some of y'all think they care. Alright, we'll get to another comment, y'all. It's gonna be another long video, by the way. It's hilarious because good players have no problem getting 5. Wait, what? It's hilarious because good players have no problem getting 5. Bro, do you not understand? People don't even want to play the game anymore. The good players are they don't even play the 2K no more like that. Now, yes, random rank every year is unplayable. You could have that argument. You could definitely have that argument. That's probably just a fact. But it's like the good players, them folks don't play the game no more like that. They been left 2K. They been stopped playing 2K. The majority of them are gone for a reason. And I'm not talking about people that were cheating. I'm talking about people that know how to play the game, know how to play the game the right way, know how to make the adjustments to the game and how it is. Let me edit this comment. This game is not worth the time anymore. But yeah, for ones who didn't know, I did stop playing Madden. I don't play Madden anymore like that because I can't keep up. And what EA is doing is exactly what 2K does. They just care about the money. Everything you gotta spend money on. So I'm not with that. Yeah, I'm no money spent, but at some point they dropping so many cards and promos to where you're gonna have to spend money to keep up. And you can go in with a mindset of, well, you can still win games and keep up with people, but it's like, but if you don't have the right team, people are just gonna spam certain plays. You don't have the talent to keep up. And I'm a person, I just want to have fun playing. I'm not here to be the best player. Yes, I want to always win. I'm gonna always try to win these games I play, no matter what. It doesn't matter if it's Madden, 2K, Fortnite, Call of Duty. You know what I'm saying? It could be any game. I'm gonna always try to win. But it's like when you realize you're not gonna be able to win simply because on how the game and how they have everything going, like in the direction of they want you to spin, spin, spin. You can't keep with that. So I did delete Madden. I stopped playing Madden. I was gonna probably do an online franchise with T, but I don't think T want to do it anymore. So, and I'm not gonna force her to do anything either. So, like I said, as right now, I'm done with Madden. To me, Madden has a lot they need to look back at, a lot they need to work on. It's not just about everything is pay to win. It's more on the players that play the game. There's some plays that need to be banned, like mid blitz. Mid blitz does not take skill whatsoever. And I'm not some person that's saying, "Oh, you're only saying that because you couldn't do anything against it." And a lot of these clips, people were spamming mid blitz. You can see that in these plays. They were just spamming mid blitz, and all I was doing is just putting Cook on a route. Because blitz is a mid blitz, pretty much. You're just sending everybody. It's like supposed to be a blitz in the game that sends everybody to the quarterback, and you gotta make a decision quick. That's why you just see a lot of these plays going straight to the running back or to the tight end because people are spamming mid blitz. My point is that play doesn't belong in the game, in my opinion, because it doesn't take skill. It doesn't, and it's not fun. All people do is just spam it. That's it. Let me get to another comment though. We have a comment from King Tut 8 days ago. After season 3, I went on a major losing streak. I avoided a wreck like Plage. I just go to park because my park record is already trash, so losing doesn't really matter. Listen, bro, if you don't want to play the game, don't play. Don't force yourself to play the game if you don't really want to play it. Okay? That's what I will say. Don't make yourself sick over the game. Play something else if you know the game is not going to put you in that right mindset. And that's what I did. So, and I'm not saying the other games that I played were great, but I mean, it was a better experience than 2K. And I get it. Like, we love basketball, so you're going to want to play basketball at some point. But if 2K going to make you sit, like, I'm a person where 2K gets me very irritated, right? So I'm not gonna play it. I went on a 9-game losing streak on 2K23. I'll never forget it. A 9-game losing streak on 2K23. 9-game. Lost 9 straight. And I'm thinking the more I play, the more like I have a better chance of winning, and it was no. They just kept giving me the worst people. The game was unplayable at that point. Alright. Get to the comment. We have a comment from my boy Mike. Says W Vid. Appreciate it, gang. All right, let's get to the comment here. So I'm scrolling. We have another comment. Pass first PG is a code for a guard who can't get a bucket. Exactly. It's an excuse. All right, let's get to another comment. This game is trash, Brody. Been saying it for the longest. But now everybody all of a sudden wants a demo in the game. Like, bro, I've been saying they need to go back to making a demo so they can really see how we really feel about their product. Instead of just making people want to go out there and spend money on a game that they're 9 times 10 just playing a roster update. And they're adding things that were already in previous 2Ks. So a really nice guy says, I've been saying this. The way to fix the wreck is to be harsher with teammate grades and match players based on their grades. Let the certain players play within their grade level. Level C grade match with player C. This wouldn't work, and I'm gonna tell you why. The players that belong in a certain category, like players that know how to play, are just gonna play bad on purpose to get easier games. See, y'all gotta understand the community how I understand the community. And the people that play this game. Any type of thing to give somebody an advantage, they're gonna do it. So when you think like, oh, the way to fix the records, they gotta go by teammate grade is wrong. Because the players that are supposed to be in a certain grade are just gonna play bad on purpose to get in those lobbies to just pick on the players that don't really know what they're doing. It's why Lorec had to go. Lorec was bad because people would literally, oh, let's just don't upgrade your build, stay in this low overall so we can get easy games. It like you see what I'm saying? It doesn't work. What 2K needs to do is take out status out the game, and they need to also. I'm tired of talking in circles, bro. I said this stuff way too many times. Status should have been gone out the game. Like that's number one. That should have been gone. They should have added way more rec courts instead of just one rec building. Like it's just I don't even like the rec in general. I've been saying just remove the rec at this point and make another 5v5 mode. I don't even like Proving Grounds because Proving Grounds didn't live up to the hype for years. It did not. And I really blame that on the gameplay. The gameplay didn't live up to the hype either. So it's like Proving Grounds, the rec, it ain't gonna live up to the hype. The rec has been that way for years though, and that's why I'm like to the point to where, bro, just remove it and make another 5v5 mode. You can call it something else. It's just that rec name is like cursed, and that's what it seems like. It seems like the name the rec is cursed. Is the type of energy I get from that name of the wreck. But yeah, let's get to another comment. This would have worked though, really nice guy. That wouldn't work. You gotta understand the type of people that play this game. Not only just 2K, but playing all types of games. Any cheat, any advantage, they're gonna do it. They're gonna do it. All right. Look in the back. We have a comment from MK Tier List 12 days ago. Look in the background, folks is driving around in circles. Supposed to be a basketball game. That was hilarious. Yeah, but it's sad though. I mean, it's sad though. Folks would rather try to play Mario Kart than play 2K, play basketball. By the way, I just seen a trailer of another Mario movie. I didn't even see the first one that came out. I know it's really for kids, but I was like, they dropping another Mario movie? Like, they making Mario movies now? Like, I gotta go. I might watch the first one tonight. I ain't gonna lie, or today. I'm bored. I ain't gonna lie to you. But I don't know. I just seen that trailer the other day. 2K should be embarrassed. It really should be. All right, let's get to the more comments. No lies told here. You called this out for months. Also, the top 2K creators not going to keep it 100 about this trash game. 26 been dead for months. Facts, Page. You already know what it is, man. You already know. You already know the real. You know people don't like the real in this community, bro. And that's one thing I noticed about people that play 2K. They don't want a better game. They don't. They just want an opportunity to work with 2K. A lot of y'all don't really want better for the game. Y'all just want to work with 2K. Is how I look at it. Now, maybe you don't have that approach. Maybe you don't have that opinion, but that's the opinion I get from a lot of y'all. Because if you would want change, it would show. It wouldn't just be like, oh, bro, like, this game, man, honestly, ain't that bad. Like, no. When people are saying, well, it's not as bad as 25, there's a problem. There's a major problem, in my opinion. Because y'all are that means you were expecting it to be bad. So that's the number one red flag right there. You were expecting the game to be bad already. That's a problem. But look, man, I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here. This is a very long video. We was on here for almost 2 hours once again. Y'all make sure to like, subscribe for your boy Jay Mayer, the Device Man, Glove Motion, all 2026. And I'm gonna say this again. If you rock with your boy Jay Man, hit that sub button. If not, don't hit the sub button. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna talk to y'all later. Finna go heat this burger up, grab me some chips, got some juice, some water on the side. I'm finna enjoy the rest of my day, man. Y'all make sure I take care of yourself. Y'all make sure I exercise, take care of yourselves, stay hydrated, do the right things, and just be a good person overall. Let's make sure we send the right message out there for y'all. And at the end of the day, I'm always trying to keep it real for y'all. Other than that, your boy Jamin signing out, chat. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.